live. We're broadcasting, and
we screwed up.
Wow, Chris is moving everything anywhere. Now we have an echo because everyone's broadcasting in our own studio. Now we have an echo because everyone's broadcasting in our own studio. Hi. We are U40 Games, and we are doing offensive combat, and I'm going to stop talking until we turn that all the way down. What's up, everybody?
That was super smooth.
Yes, it was flawless. Welcome to the latest edition of the Offensive Combat live stream. For the first time ever, we're actually going to have a webcam attached to our stream because people demanded it, and now they're going to rescind it. Now they've started it.
We listen to the community.
That's right.
This is why you're going to rescind it.
Careful what you ask for. So, I'm Jeremy. I'm Jeremy Denham. What do I do? Oh yeah, manager of community and narrative, and this guy here is Michael Shore, lead designer, and then this guy. Go ahead. Say who you are.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Chris Archer, and I'm the.
You're hidden apparently. You're the ghost voice.
The CCO. Yeah. Some sort of made-up title.
Get closer over here.
Oh, wow.
And then, who's nice enough to be playing the game for us today is Dan McDonald. He's also our studio programming. We have a lot going on today. As you might see by our scroll, we have a rather cool little promotion we're doing. Chris, can you talk a little bit about what we're letting everyone do starting now until Sunday?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So we've been tested pretty well. You know, we feel pretty good about play, and we've done a bunch of improvements, which we'll talk about during the stream today in terms of playability and things like that. But what we haven't done is tested the scale at a high level. And so what we're going to do through this weekend is actually let anybody that wants to get in without a key. So that means all you have to do is tell your friends, right, or go yourself to offensivecombat.com, choose create an account, and you're in. No key, nothing. It's not open beta, still closed beta. We just didn't want you guys.
Open closed beta.
What do we call it?
Closed open closed beta.
It sounds really awesome.
It's confusing.
The United School Bus.
It's complex.
Open and closed.
So this is why you didn't want to have us on camera. So it's exciting for us because we want to see how well we scale. So get as many of your friends in there, and you know the cool thing, and we're not really announcing anything now, but I can hint at the fact that everybody that is in during the beta will get something really cool. We eventually do go open beta, so you know it's worthwhile I think to get your friends in there too, so that they can get whatever reward it is that we decide.
And anyone that gets in this weekend will continue to stay in the closed beta. They won't be excluded once Sunday ends. Once this ends at Sunday, anyone can get in, and then once they get in, they're in. Even if we close it off and require beta keys after this weekend.
Did that fix the echo for the people saying that they heard an echo?
Wow, interesting chat in the game. Torque, one of our engineers here, he likes balls.
Oh yeah. So now, see, this is our noobness, right? We clearly had an echo. We're so noobish still at this.
That's right. So you look at me.
No. I absolutely looked at Jeremy.
Yeah.
We're newbies.
Yeah, we're level 1 in the game.
Thank you for having us on Twitch TV.
Yes, thank you very much. So we also have our little agenda here, and I'm going to read off of it right now so we're official. We're actually back from QuakeCon. Michael, you went down to QuakeCon.
I did.
We had a tournament there. We had a winner. We had lots of you had balls. You had lots of balls.
I was awarded actually a ball sack, which was a sack that contained 2 cans of balls.
For those of you who aren't familiar, balls is a drink. Or so Michael claims.
Isn't it your call sign? Balzac?
I do like good literature.
So tell us about the QuakeCon. What did you learn? What did we do down there? How did things go?
What did we learn? We learned that a lot of players really like the game. Like the response there was unanimous. Everyone that played the game, from just people in the bring your own computer area that had never heard of the game to Quake Live pro players, loved the game. Gave us a lot of interesting and positive feedback on how we might make it even better. So that QuakeCon just in and of itself, with only that fact, was a total success. We also learned how to run tournaments with our game, which was a unique challenge. And, with only having a week to prepare, I think we did a really great job of setting up the game. So our partners at QuakeCon, Cybersports Network, could help us run a tournament.
They did a great job too.
Fantastic job. Yeah, John, Adam.
Not the vice president / second president of the U.S., but
not John Adams
and Adam.
John and Adam,
two separate people.
all those guys. So, yeah, sorry for really.
Wow.
That was deep cataloging. I didn't like that. Was
just gonna let you
It was
guys.
on the miniseries on HBO. Matt Peterson, Zero, is the guy who won.
Yes.
He beat out everybody else, and he won something very cool. What did he win?
He won a trip to Seattle, to here, to the Euphoria Game Studio to hang out with us, have breakfast, lunch, and probably dinner with us, and to talk with us about the game, and give us his feedback, and also the opportunity to sort of put his personal style into the game. Maybe that'll be a pwn. Maybe he'll get in front of the mocap and do his own kind of pwn. Maybe he'll name a weapon.
Any number of things.
He at QuakeCon he talked to me about wanting a Desert Eagle in the game. So maybe we can oblige him with something like that. So it'll eventually, it'll be his choice about what we get in the game.
And our idea is also to time it so that when he comes here, he can actually sit with us for one of our live streams, and maybe he's the guy playing the game for us. And he can talk about his experience, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think.
I think that would be ideal if he's the one that's playing the game while we chit chat.
One last question about QuakeCon before we remind everybody about the really cool thing that we're doing that's scrolling across the screen up there. Did QuakeCon change the way we're approaching the game in any way? Are we going to make any changes to the game because of QuakeCon and what we learned from the tournaments?
Well, a lot of the feedback that I got, of course, was relating to casting and tournament stuff. So, and a lot of that was really reinforcement of what we were going to do already. Just accelerate when we get that into the schedule. But I think the big takeaway was that we really need to focus on the esports side of this game and give broadcasters better tools with which to broadcast and hold tournaments. I think that'll go a long way towards bringing that community together.
I think though, I think I always add, no matter what the avenue, whether it's QuakeCon or I was recently in China showing the game at the China Joy conference in Shanghai. Any of that feedback, whether it come from the forums or email or any of this is that time where we're very good listeners. We're listening to everything, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. And so I'm sure that there was a lot of good commentary, and it was overwhelmingly positive, much like the beta is currently. But there's lots of feedback and lots of things, and I think that, we do change things based on the feedback we get live from players. A lot of times we don't even think about it. We're watching play. When we think about things, I did that a lot while I was in China and watched how the Chinese players played and came back with a sort of renewed sense of what we needed to do to be really hugely successful in China, which has nothing to do with how we would be successful in the U.S.
Yeah.
But watching the players actually helped me get there along the way too. So I'm sure watching the tournament, not only did you get all this great feedback, but you got this sort of in-between feedback.
I did, and there was a lot of, while there was a lot of positive feedback, there was also a lot of constructive criticism about how we can make it better. Frustrations that the players experienced, even frustrations that I saw in helping to run the tournaments. So
one frustration players won't have is paying for the game, which is one of the questions we're getting quite often right now is in the chat is how much is the game going to cost? It's free to play, so it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, and somebody else added, well, what happens after, it says August 19th, so that would be Monday, I think that's Monday.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's still free. And then when we come out, when we launch, still free.
Yeah.
And then next year, probably still free.
What we're doing right now is we're normally in a closed beta where you need a beta key to get in order to play the game. Right now, we're lifting that restriction for a few days so that you can get in, play the game without needing a key, and enjoy the game. After that, we go back to the need for a key until we go open beta.
Now, let's clarify though for a second. Anyone who gets in between now and Sunday, once the period of once it comes to Monday, you'll still have access to the game. It's not like a free weekend on Steam where the game goes away.
No.
If you get in now, you are in for the rest of the open beta, no matter what.
Do you have any other questions on there that are coming up that people need answers?
Well, let's see. Free. Somebody answered it for us. Will there be a map editor? Maybe you should increase the scope speed. They're watching DMAC play.
There's a map editor named Vin.
Yeah.
He sits next to Michael.
We haven't announced anything on map editors, but we do use Unity as our front end engine and level builder, and so you could see how very easily we could get to a place where user created content could be part of the play experience. So stay tuned for more information on that.
Because we are in a closed beta, there's a lot that we've learned now, I think, since we started in June until now. What are some things that we've taken away from all the feedback we've gotten on our forums or through our feedback button or just generally talking to people who are playing the game?
Let's see. Well, I guess I could let loose with this little nugget of information. So based on some of the feedback and kind of overwhelmingly global feedback, the Shitterbrick brick is going to go away. We actually Shadowbrick on Shitterbrick, and it's out of there. While it was fun, it was OP, and ultimately it didn't really create the kind of experience that we wanted in the game. So yeah, stuff like that.
We still have some big features going into, and we won't talk in detail today about that, but a lot of the comments we get are around progression and depth of the experience for the player and weapons and things like that, and so there's lots of stuff that's going to be coming up around that stuff as well.
One thing we already did, though, is we improved the graphics quality settings, we've increased network performance. What are some things that we've done already that you guys are really proud of, or at least pleased with, in terms of making the game better since we started? Nothing.
I'll start now the technical part. So, just last week, a lot of the complaints were around, lag and sort of lower end machines. And I'm proud to say that today, and we still have room to get better here, but I'm proud to say that a lot of the folks that weren't playing the game last week, or were getting disconnected, or were having lag issues, are playing successfully now. And when you do hear a complaint or see a complaint, it's probably case by case at this point, or somebody playing from a long ways away is complaining about lag. We don't currently lock out anybody from any other country, and so if they're getting individual lag, it's probably because they're playing from somewhere around the world.
Yeah, and so for those of you that are going to ask, because this question definitely comes up every stream, our servers are located on the East Coast right now. And that's where they are. So if you're getting in from a place like Europe or whatnot, there may be some issues.
People generally have a good experience if they have a good connection in anywhere around the world. But depending on network health, at any given point they could be slower. But really, these are U.S. servers. We're going to be opening up European and Asian servers as we go along. Somebody asked for a beta key. I hope everybody else is telling you. So we don't need this for this weekend from today through the end of Sunday. You don't need a beta key to play. Jump in right now, jump in after the live cast, and it's not going to ask you for a key. Ask your friends to join in, get as many people in as we can. We're really trying to test the servers and make sure we can scale up when the time comes to go open beta.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want a key, go to offensivecombat.com, pretend you have one if you want, but you can still play the game.
Yep, you don't need a key right now.
Another announcement we made since our last stream, which, by the way, if you want to watch any of the QuakeCon streams we mentioned earlier, the guys at CSN recorded them for us. We have them all there on our channel if you scroll down when you're done with this and you want to see any of the tournament action. But since that last stream, another thing that we announced was support for Ouya. What does that mean?
Well, Ouya is the open source console that was just very successfully kickstarted, and we've partnered with them to bring something to that console. Most likely something in the offensive combat universe. I'm not really sure, and can't really say what right now. So, but we're really excited about that.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And the Ouya guys are like us. right? So we like to support groups like us. I mean, they're an indie group trying to shake it up a little bit and do something different, and that's what this game's all about.
Chris, are there any questions on there?
Yeah, there are a couple of things. There's some Instascope, more scope questions. You know, you'll see over the next couple of weeks, you know, when we get some of the new features in, as well as using some of the weapon perks as they exist right now. Those things can get better, right?
Yeah.
Quicker scoping and things like that.
Well,
Actually,
a quick scope is actually an exploit right now. Dan, has that been fixed already?
Nope.
It's on the docket to be fixed, though. We know that's been a problem. No one likes quick scoping, so it's coming.
Who never gets Smoochie?
What else? Hey, I live in Seattle. Could I come by? I don't know.
Before lunch?
Yeah. What question do you have?
How hungry are we? Are you going to buy us lunch or coffee or something?
I think you know, it'd be really cool. We talked about this before, just sort of anecdotally. The idea of having like a gathering of sorts.
I still want to have a LAN party.
It'd be really fun to have like, a bunch of people that actually are from around here and actually come in and help us test live, so the designers can actually watch play happening live instead of through other means.
So to answer your question, maybe.
So you said it twice, which means it's better than once. That's what I tell my kids. If I say maybe twice, and then it's not going to happen.
It's slightly more likely than maybe.
I'll think about it.
I'll think about it longer than I would normally think about it.
Smoochie says he never has his questions answered. His question was earlier was there's a Unity problem, a Unity player problem, that it won't load the game, and that happens
To me, at least.
Yeah.
Hey, Smoochie, tell us specifically what's happening, and we'll try to help you right now.
Yeah.
And we'll wait for your response. Are all the guns ads? Are all the
ADS.
guns? Oh, ADS.
Yeah.
That's
No.
a good question.
No, they're not. A lot of them are, but not all the guns are. Like the Howldriver, for instance, is a popular shotgun. It's a plasma-based shotgun. There's no ADS on that.
Yeah. There's some iron sights, there's some scoped, and there's some just from the hip.
Yeah, from the hip, ADS and full scoped, and some iron sights. Yeah, like Chris said.
See, somebody's asking for us to turn down the in-game sound. Can you turn it down a little bit more, or is
Sure.
that something we have to do on our side?
And we are using an actual mic.
I think you have to do it. Yeah, we are using a mic. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so what else do we got? You guys need an actual mic. We do. We have a mic and a webcam.
That's right.
Microphone.
That's right.
We have a Michael and a microphone.
We also have a mic in market. There's lots of mics.
Here's a question that we get a lot. Is this game for Mac? Yes, it's browser-based. So if you have a browser on your Mac, you can most likely play this game.
I play every day against everybody in the office on the Mac, and while I'm poor at the game, it's not because of the Mac.
It's because you don't play with the keyboard and mouse, you play with the keyboard and a touchpad.
I have been known to do that, and I can beat many a person in this office with that.
It's very impressive.
But you know, I actually play with the mouse in the office, so I don't have much excuse. I just suck.
Smoochie just listed the problem that he's
There we go.
And yes, we are reading the comments.
I am in the beta. I cannot participate because Unity web player won't load the game. Interesting. Well, you know what? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to send a little bit more information than that. This isn't a common problem, it doesn't seem like. You know what? I think we probably know the solution to this problem. You know what? For people that, you know, this happens occasionally to people. If you guys have a problem where, you know, the thing is stalling, or you're getting an invalid token error, or things like that, or it just stops, it's commonly because you have a mismatched Unity web player. So what my recommendation is for Smoochie and for anybody else having a similar problem is to go to unity3d.com/web player and actually download whatever the latest web player is and give it a go.
Also, if you go to web player settings, you can delete whatever web player is in your cache to make sure that you get the latest and greatest. That's a very good idea to do. I do that every day here at work.
And one other
FYI.
thing to keep in mind is that it's possible there are some beta testers out there right now that are doing advanced versions of the Unity player as well. And until those versions come out, we might not necessarily be 100% kosher with those. So it's also possible if you're ahead of the version that might also be causing some issues too. So, but it's whatever the public version of the most recent Unity player is the one you want.
Yep.
People are still complaining that they can't hear us. Is there a mic?
Is the microphone too loud?
Testing. No, they're actually saying that the in-game set, they can't hear us. The in-game sound is low, but I see the mic is up way high. Let's test.
Yeah.
I don't see it actually going.
Maybe they're talking about that. Like bring this down, but leave
No,
the
no,
mic up.
Here, let's try it.
We need the mouse.
Can we borrow the mouse for a
Can we borrow the
second?
mouse?
So,
It looks like it's pegged.
That's the overall volume. The microphone's next to it. Live.
That's actually all the way up.
that's as loud as it can go for the microphone.
So what we need to do is probably turn him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? He says, yeah. Somebody says, yeah, the mic is just scratchy. I guess we probably should listen to it on the other side. I haven't heard any issues with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get this stuff cleared up. Sound is pretty badly
We'll be back.
scratchy.
We'll go
They're
check
saying.
it out.
Yeah, somebody's going to go check it out for us and see what's going on. Okay, so what else do we got? Wait, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Michael. I can't answer that because I read it.
Lots of wood.
That's an interesting
Hey, how's
question.
that?
Was it a comment or a question? I don't know. We're still testing out
It was a
mic.
question, but it was also just some.
Smoochie says, can you just say what you said in a shorter version? Yeah, so what I would do is go to unity3d.com/web player and simply download the latest web player. This fixes most people's issues, probably 90% of the time when it comes to weird anomalies in regards to that. Some people's computers don't want to download the latest version, so that should fix it. You can also send us, if you have technical issues with the game, send us an email at ocbeta@euphoriagames.com, and we'll try to answer that for you in text so that you don't have to listen to our scratchy voices.
Yes.
Is there any kick on Sniper? Not yet. Dan
That's funny,
might be
but
implementing something like
stay
that.
tuned.
Dan's playing right now, so it's not getting implemented, but soon.
So the audio issue, I listened to it on somebody else's computer. Thanks, Sabrina. And basically, it's just there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and in terms of noise and outside of changing the mic settings completely or changing the mic, it's probably going to be what it is, at least for this podcast.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. We're looking we're looking at better ways to broadcast.
We'll likely grab
this
some
is not-
headphones and an audio mixer.
Yeah, this is the least ideal. Here's a question. Can we get a sneak peek at future content?
Well, we have shown them some other stuff and then released it. What do we have? Do we have anything to show today?
We can't show them anything today because we're playing on the live server versus a test server, but there is a particular item that is a big hit around the office.
Very
lately.
popular.
And there's actually a hint that we put on our Twitter last week when it was National Cat Day.
National Cat Day.
Yeah.
And you know what? The sort of favorite fruit around the office. What would you?
I would say it would be a lime.
Lime.
Lime's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So we have a lot of lime skins
Yeah, I mean,
laying around.
That's right.
A lot of cat heads laying around.
It's getting disturbing.
Yeah.
And somewhat bizarre.
we are animal lovers.
I think
So if you're not picking up on that, we'll just tell you.
whoever answers it in the chat feed, whoever can answer what the secret character is based on that obscure reference, will get into the closed beta for free until Monday.
Wow, how nice of you.
Well,
This
maybe.
guy, he's so generous.
Okay, what else do we got? Do we have any other questions now? Sign me up.
Okay.
So, yeah, we should probably talk about that again. So we did something special this week. We decided to really try to tax our servers, test scale. And so what we did was we turned off that pesky activation code entry at the beginning of our account creation.
Yep.
So you, your friends, anybody you want to invite, if they want to get in, no key is necessary until Monday, and we're going to turn it back on, and then you're going to need a key again. And you can play for as long as you want without the key. Once you set up your account, it's just like a real account with a real key. So
You're in for good. You don't
Yep.
have to worry about
So
it being
come on in.
time. And you can go to offensivecombat.com. Smoochie still having problems?
Yeah.
just downloaded that version from the link, and when I press play now on your homepage, I get the Univo player install now.
That's an interesting problem. Well, send us an email at ocbeta@euphoriagames.com, and we'll see if we can work it out.
Yeah, that's seems to be unique, so we'll figure it out as quickly as we can for you.
Okay, what else do we got? Hello. Well, somebody said hello.
Hi.
We should make some sort of skill shot, 1-2 headshot like Deagle in CS. We do have some pretty exciting kill streak naming and cool stuff.
We do.
Yeah, lots of
Multi-kills,
cool
double
things.
kills, triple kills, those all have pretty awesome names.
We also have cock shots in addition to headshots.
Yes.
So, most games just let you shoot someone in the head and you get a bonus. Well, you can shoot someone directly in the boys and still get that cool bonus.
It's possible my machine is actually causing some
The static,
interference with
you
it.
think?
Yeah, I'll hold it.
I'm just going to put it right here. It's fine. Does that sound any better? I was thinking maybe the machine next to it was having problems. Okay, so let's look what else the questions were that people were sending in. So, let's go through this topic because I think this is important for people that have been playing it or people that want to play it. What have we learned from the closed beta? We don't have to be generic about it. I mean, there's some pretty specific stuff. We talked about the Shit-a-Brick perk, which basically dropped a grenade after death and blew everybody up.
martyrdom from COD.
Martyrdom, and like in COD, it went away, and in our closed beta, in a short time,
It went away. Yeah.
So,
I think one of the most important things we've learned in closed beta is differentiating weapons and letting people understand more clearly from our side the differences between picking one weapon over another and learning how to price them appropriately and in terms of the in-game currency and just the overall approach to how we're letting them upgrade.
Sure, and also how we message all those changes. Not all these changes or all these characteristics to the weapons are easy to find out right away. So, being able to get that across to players is no easy feat. So, I think we've kind of heard that and are working towards making it all the weapon differences very clear.
And I think we're going forward that our weapons, by the time we reach open beta, are going to be a lot more robust than they are now. And would you say that's fair?
Oh yeah, I think the entire weapon system is going to be simpler, but have more depth at the same time, and so that's a good combination in my book.
well, and some of the questions are around showing customization or customization on guns like camo and. So yeah, I mean those are things that we're definitely considering. I think overall, it's about balance, and it's about when you get a big group of people that are playing the game quite a bit, you start to hear some things resonate. And,
Oh, yeah.
And we're clearly making changes based on the consumer feedback, and where we weren't really focused on esport before. That isn't necessarily our thing. But we realize that people think of us as esport just as much as some of the others, and so a lot of the things that we sort of put by the wayside that weren't as important to us because we weren't going quote total esport actually came back.
We didn't go full esport.
That's right. You never go full esport. Now we are. Now we're putting in the features for that. We're not necessarily. Again, it's not necessarily the only thing that our game has. I think some of the games are just esport, and that's all it's about. And ours is also about having fun and happens to be competitive enough to be esport. So it's great.
Yep.
QuakeCon really proved that out for us.
Yeah.
Some people have actually asked about the customization a few times, and if you've never seen Offensive Combat before, Dan, is it possible for you to hop out for a second and show them some basic player customization? So I'll take a second. We'll show you some player customization very quickly so you can take a look at what that's like.
Hi, Steve. One of the CSN guys, Steve. He's just saying hey.
Sweet.
He's
They did an excellent job for us
Yep.
at QuakeCon.
Thanks
Fantastic.
again, Steve. You guys were such a great help.
And maybe you guys can help us get a good microphone. Because clearly we're not that good at this yet.
Yep, you guys have my email. Send me some webcam and microphone suggestions.
So here you see the character customization. The way we've broken it up initially right now is that you have 5 major parts that you can adjust: the head, the body, the arms, the legs, and the hands. And the panda suit that you're seeing now is the body and the head. That was something we've actually added during the closed beta. We didn't have that when we started, and we've added quite a few pieces of content as the closed beta has gone on. We can do any number of combinations, because the whole idea there is just allowing you to express yourself in any way you want without necessarily trying to say you can't do this and you can't do that, because it doesn't fit in the traditional sense of a shooting game.
Oh my.
And this, well, that's
hideous.
That's scary. I would also tease, right, because we're not going to give away everything now. We have a lot of content that's sort of sitting on the sidelines right now waiting for open beta to happen, and you're not even going to believe the stuff that comes after this. There's some ridiculous stuff here, and there's some, like, you know, somewhat serious stuff, and then once we go to open beta, you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff to look like and to wear.
That's the aim, right? Is to have a little something for everyone, whether if they want to be funny or they want to be serious or they want to do a combination.
Actually, it looks like his pirate hat is on sideways there in the banana. Like
urban pirate.
Urban pirate. Urban banana pirate.
In addition to the body
With
parts
orange
you can equip,
arms.
you can also equip things like pones. So if you haven't seen the pwn earlier, or you are familiar with it and just maybe haven't unlocked them all yet, pones are our way of letting you express yourself after you kill somebody, and it's another way for you to earn currency. So here you can see Dan's going to start cycling through some of them.
I'm looking at some questions here.
Show the different types.
What are the questions?
I don't know.
No questions.
Chris is surfing
Talk about
pornographic websites.
I am. Well, you guys are boring me, and I have to. Somebody asked about Linux. Will the game be available for Linux? I mean, again, it's web browser based, and so we also know that in the future that Unity will be supporting some Linux stuff as well. So so either now or in the future, we'll definitely be supporting Linux all around.
Yeah.
What Dan is at now is what we call consumables. This gives you temporary abilities or powers or aids whenever you need them. You attach those to the F1 and F2 keys, and these are also things that you can get with in-game coin in order to help you out in the middle of a match. You want to head back into a game then?
A couple of questions around free-to-play and items. I'll try to hit these up. So it's free-to-play, but you can buy items if you want to. Somebody answers, and somebody else mentioned that the game looks awesome. Good job. Thanks, guys. And then somebody's asking, will there be a pay option for currency? Yeah, I mean, you know, we like to say it's what have you been saying? Play to win, right? It's free to play.
It's play to win, not pay to win.
Right, it's play to win, and so anything in the game you can buy with in-game currency, and for the people that don't have as much time, they can purchase their way through that, right? And so it comes a little faster, but there's no advantage to that except for the speed and the character growth. And so we've really, from the get-go, tried to mitigate any sort of pay-to-win aspects. You know, a lot of the games, they just sell you the biggest weapon, and their goal is to sell you, a $60 package as quickly as they can. And for us, it was about fair play first. And we feel like if you have a fun game and it's fair, then people will buy cool items and buy new items and things like that. And so that's how we played it, and so far so good.
Yeah, I don't our philosophy from day one is time for money, and we've held to that. And I don't, even though you can exchange time for money to some degree, you can't just buy your way to level 50. That's still something that you have to work your ass off for. So we didn't want to make it so that progression was easily purchased through at all. Just access to weapons and all these things.
Hey Dan, everybody's complaining about your overuse of the sniper rifle. Can you jump out and grab a couple of different weapons and show off some other stuff?
But to be clear, just so everyone understands exactly what you're saying, is that it's possible to gain access to everything without even paying us 1 cent.
Correct.
Which I think is a big differentiator for us. And
I think eventually there'll be some vanity items and things like that make you look really cool. That might be, cash only, but nothing that would be pertinent to the
gameplay. They would have the same stats as something else in game, or they wouldn't have stats associated with them. They would just be, it would be a new torso or some legs or something like that.
Buzzcast asks Michael, will this be available for Palma OS?
We're working on a companion game.
No, the answer is no.
No,
not at this time.
we are working on a mobile companion to this game that is connected in various ways. So stay tuned for more
Let's see
info
if
on
I can
that.
see any more questions here. Is this supposed to be realistic or a gun to have a laugh on? What is the highest level?
Highest level's 50, right now anyway. And the idea behind the game is that it's for people who want serious gameplay but aren't necessarily tied into some kind of serious setting. That's
Well, personally, I wear a banana suit every day to work, so this game's totally realistic to me.
that's right.
Wow.
I suppose the panda suit would also make it realistic for furries.
That's what I
Yes,
get for
yeah,
reading
so-
questions and then
That
coming
is what
back
you
to
get,
the answer. So there's some continuing questions about Linux. So we do plan on supporting that, and Unity will be supporting that at some point. And so when that happens, we'll let
We'll
our
shift right
community
over.
know, and
Yeah.
we'll be able to do a Linux version right away. So we'll let you, the community, know when the Linux version is available. I'm excited that so many people are interested in it.
Someone's asking where do I download it. If you want to get into the closed beta right now, just go to offensivecombat.com. You can sign up without a beta key. Just go and sign up, and you're good to go. Anyone for this weekend will get to play the game.
And you don't have to download it. It's played in a browser, so you just have to have the Unity plugin, and you'll be able to hit right in and start shooting
you
folks.
should
Super
be
fast.
You should be in the game within a minute or two.
And for the people that have come on just recently, it's growing. Our viewership is growing right now. Let's break down what's happening this week. So we really wanted to try to tax the servers and really see what kind of load we could put on those for scale and scale tests. And we've had lots of players, but not all at the same time. And so what we decided to do this week was let players right now through Sunday night. They go to offensivecombat.com, invite whoever you want. There's no activation key right now. I'm calling it the closed open beta, open closed beta,
Closed, open, closed.
closed open closed beta. So it's not open beta yet, but you won't need a key through Monday morning or Sunday night.
Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific.
There you go. And so that's the answer. Go to offensivecombat.com,
Or you
create an
can-
account, and you're done.
Yeah.
Well, don't go to euphoriagames.com this time.
You can go there to read our blog.
You could. Well,
If you want.
is it really that interesting?
Yes, I write the blog.
Oh, that's why
Blog.
you just
Give me
It's
purpose.
incredibly it's
riveting.
visceral reading.
Right.
You cannot. You can turn the page, but you don't want
right.
to.
Okay.
Can you turn a web page?
Looks cool. I'm gonna try it out.
Click forward.
Can you live stream the game? Absolutely. Feel free to live stream the game.
Yes.
We have quite a few people live streaming, and we're excited about that.
Yes, please, and let us know.
In what country does the game take place? Somebody that just came on is asking that because we were just in space, and so that was a big difference. The cool thing about this game is that we really kind of broke the rules in the lore department, and we decided that instead of just sticking to a World War II or space shooter or anything like that, we'd go ahead and give people what they want, and that's sort of fun first experience at the expense of lore. And so you can look like you want, you can look like a banana, you can use an energy weapon. Dan's using a rubber
Nice.
chicken, and he just got a backstab. And then he told the enemy to suck it with opponents. So just right there in that sequence of events.
Bosnak was one of our tournament players
Oh, nice.
at QuakeCon. Hi, Bosnak.
So yeah, I mean, we really are in a lot of different environments. So this particular one is kind of a war-torn, call it post-World War II installation.
We have some real-world inspirations, of course, for some of these levels, but yeah, there's no specific country or place.
One of the questions we're getting right now is who made this game? Is it just three of us, or no? With this?
No, actually, Alex Keefe is the only guy that's done any work on this game.
We all take naps, and guys like Dan McDonald are the ones that do all the work.
So there's actually a fourth of us. It's Dan over there. He's just off camera playing the
Oh, he
game for us.
just texts a message. It's for a good cause, he says.
But overall, there's about what 25 of us. 26
Yeah, I mean, we
of us?
started with 4 people, and we grew to about 9 for a good portion of the project. We ran with 9 or 10 people.
Yeah.
And we're at 25
we've really,
Yeah.
last 4 or 5 months, we really ramped up.
Yeah, so a lot about building content now, and less about building the core of the game. And it was a small group that created the core of the game, and it's a bigger group creating, I think, all of the new, cool, fun stuff that's been injected into it.
And our new team members have added an additional unique perspective on the game, and that always helps.
I give you lots of bad jokes every day.
Somebody's
This
saying
guy.
it looks really great
Jesus.
graphically, and especially for a web browser, somebody else
Awesome,
comments.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk about some more stuff. I could talk a little bit about China. That was interesting.
Yeah, you went to China Joy recently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We went to. We have a publisher in China, which is pretty exciting. You know, for a game that's not even out of closed beta. We announced it officially at a convention in Shanghai called China Joy. It's pretty nuts compared to the conferences here. There's a lot of people live in China. They all speak Chinese. It's really interesting.
Chris Archer, world traveler.
That fact alone is fascinating to me. I didn't realize that.
It's hard to understand the people. We had a fun time actually announcing the game, and people got to play it for the first time in China. We got a lot of great feedback, and it was really exciting. The China market is really anticipating this because it's so different. The same reasons I think that people are so excited here about it, because you can dress like a panda-headed character. That's something that's really appealing there, because really their games are lower in quality in general, and even less interesting to look at, or even more stuck in that lore area. So
Somewhat drab.
yeah, it's kind of plain, kind of
military, yeah.
and you get used to that, and then you see something like this, and then you can basically fully animated teabag your friend with a lizard head and pirate legs, and all of a sudden people start to think about, well, why shouldn't we be able to do this? And so we hope that that's going to set some precedent in our industry here in the U.S., allowing some more freedom of expression with the players, and definitely it's going to do something really different in the China market. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
it's become, having worked on SOCOM and some other realistic games, there's just so many of them now. It's all about realism and trying to create some kind of realistic situation. I'm really personally a fan of just how much we've decided to go our own way, and I think that's one of our big differentiators. And they're fighting over Mac. Curious what's happening over here.
You're gonna go back. You're gonna edit this and put in like special effects and.
One of the questions we get is how long it took us to make it. That's one of, I think, our best feats, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Our first day at the studio was June 1st, 2011, and so
But we didn't have any programmers,
so
so we really didn't do anything.
we were just learning.
Michael and I argued about
Unity
a
and
design we couldn't actually implement,
doing design docs.
so we had to hire guys like Dan and Eric and Justin and such to actually do the work.
So in real world terms, under what you see here is really about a year's worth of work.
Understood. But
Yeah. Well, and really, a year's worth of work with probably an average of about 15 people.
Yeah.
And so it's as indie as it gets.
about.
But it's testament to the quality of our team members. I joke and say our team is a combination of old fogies
Thanks.
or quote experienced guys, and sort of the youthful exuberance of guys just starting out. And so it's a really nice cross section. So
yeah.
we get a lot of fight from the youth, and we settle them down and get them into those really quality areas that we learned from our long time doing console titles and sort of AAA action titles. And it's really important.
Plus we have a range of title experience, not just shooters either. We come from all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually got to see our board of games, you'd be. I'm impressed by it when I walk by it, about the amount of games. I think there's 18 shooters we've worked on as a team, collectively as a team.
That's a lot of shooters.
Yeah, SOCOMs and Halos and
Mag.
Call of Duties and Mag, Unit
Yeah.
13, Blacklight. What else? Tons. America's Army. Yeah, well,
Mass
Yeah,
Effect.
the big shooter, Gex.
Mass Effect.
It's technically True Crime.
It's an
Street Ballet is a
shooting elements, yeah.
driving, fighting, shooting game. Tony Hawk
If
Pro
you want me to stop busting your balls about bad jokes, you're not winning.
That's-
Tony Hawk's Pro
Right.
Shooter. Tony Hawk's
There you
Pro
go.
Shooter.
Oh,
was the other
sweet.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that gun?
It was a kick flip.
Oh.
Too soon?
Too soon?
Okay, let's see what else we got.
Wyzarn is asking, is this using Unity? Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
And yes, we do have team members who also worked on Gotham City Imposters.
We do.
Yep.
Somebody must know. Yes, Gotham City Imposters is another one. Our
Maybe-
animation department worked on Gotham City
The entire
Imposters.
animation department.
Maybe the Leham one is actually Sabrina.
Sabrina, is that you? Okay, that's Sabrina.
Oh. Well,
No, it's not.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
She is the animation department.
She claims it's not her anyway.
What else do we have? Freedom of expression to teabag people.
Dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That's probably the best comment of the day.
Yeah.
I totally resemble that comment.
Yeah. Wyzarn, you're my new best friend.
Yes, it is a PC. It is a PC game. It'll run in any browser: Firefox, Google, IE, you name it, it'll run it. Safari.
Yeah, this is the funny thing about comments like, the dumbest shit we ever heard. That's like our mantra every day.
Kind of.
Right.
Our mantra is really
It's kind of ridiculous.
going full.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to go full, but you do.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean we live that every day. So absolutely. I mean that's the point, right? To be able to do what you want, as ridiculous as it sounds, right? Teabagging your opponent is freedom of expression. The thing is it's not just teabagging though. We actually have a lot of other stuff, and I don't know, Dan, do you mind dropping out and trying out some of the other stuff? A lot of new people on here, so I thought we can show some of the other opponents and stuff while we're talking about some of the other questions.
sure.
But there's lots of other stuff besides that. There's, we didn't leave everybody out. There's polite pones.
If you want to be classy
there's
about
fun,
taunting your
dancing.
enemy, you can do that.
That's not
we have a
particularly
phone
fun. I mean,
See,
yeah, keep it classy. Yeah, so he goes right to as classless as it can get.
that's right. Do you need a
Right,
beast
there's
machine
like-
to run it? No, not
No.
really.
No, and I would say that when we actually get our min spec, if you will, is really something pretty low. It's like a Core Duo with 512 meg video card and a couple gigs of RAM. Something that would probably be modern 5 or 6 years ago is something that should absolutely run it. And any of the current stuff should run it pretty well. Now that being said, not everything's perfectly optimized. It is closed beta, so there are some people that are having some issues with particular setups, but if you have an awesome machine, this thing looks even better than what Dan is showing you right now.
But you will want a graphics card of some kind. If you have an integrated graphics chip, though, that's a little old.
It just depends.
The other times.
It depends. I think 7 out of 10 times it works perfectly fine. Like I said, I play every day on my MacBook, and that's integrated, and it's not a big video card with a big fatty processor on it, and it works perfectly fine. I run it in upwards of 50 to 60 frames a second on a good quality, and we have people playing just like that all the time, and half of us have laptops that we have at home, and we're playing just fine too. I play on this little Samsung super light thing that my wife got. It's too light to even have a video card. I don't even know how it runs.
Magic.
And it plays the game at just under 30 frames a second on a pretty good quality, and so even the modern little tiny netbooks work pretty well. So.
Hey, Can of Bananas in there. Very, very active, very helpful member of our community on the forums. Been very, very active in giving us feedback on things like weapons in the game in general.
Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Of course, you played Minecraft.
What else we got? Oh, look, Dan has lots of friends, it looks like.
Too many.
So, somebody who implemented the friends system has lots of friends. What else we got?
We're saying that Blitzen is saying we need better stream video quality.
That's a good point. I think that we're going to invest in some new equipment after today, make sure we have a good machine and a better mic.
Yeah, we've had a few technical hurdles in how we wanted to stream, so we're actually not streaming in the way that we wanted to, and that's why the quality is lower than it should be.
But we'll get there.
Yep.
It's still closed beta. We'll say the same thing about our streams. Streams are still in closed beta.
It's true.
I don't know what 360 doesn't cut it mean, but if they're speaking about sort of the
I
console.
believe they're talking about the quality settings similar to YouTube, where you can have 260, 360, 480,
Wow.
720.
Yeah.
So that's we're probably at 360. That seems about right.
That's probably true. Oh, somebody's appling. You know what? The whole office does that to me every single day. But I'll tell you right now, those people that do have a Mac should be very happy that I play on it every day, because all I do is complain about how it doesn't work. And they fix it, and so everybody that's on a Mac gets to play happily every single day.
So it's been, for those of you just joining us and you haven't read that little scroll at the top of the screen, if you want to play the game, go to offensivecombat.com. It's still in closed beta, but we've removed the need for a beta key from now until Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. From now until then, you can go ahead and play the game. All you need to do is sign up for it, and you're in. And you can let us know what you think next week after you play the game.
I think that's QOnic says Mac version coming. Right now you can play it on the Mac, no problem.
Yep.
You just go to offensivecombat.com, as Jeremy just mentioned, and create an account, and you're in.
Yep.
Easy as that.
Can I put this on my iPhone and iPad? Michael mentioned earlier we are working on another companion game. So stay tuned for that one. When do you think we're going to start talking about that? A while.
Soonish.
Yeah, we're not ready to announce anything yet,
Yeah.
but soon.
Yep.
Focusing on this right now, and we'll have some more information soon on the iOS.
Apple Banapple says
No,
that
Mr. Apple Banana.
Mr.
Pie.
Apple Banapple. Okay, wow. That's impressive how quickly you deciphered that. Says they can't play the game. I can't get past the loading screen. Whenever you run into that problem, from what we can tell, it's usually a Unity web player issue. I would say just update your Unity web player and see if that helps you. And if that's the case, more times than often than not, that'll fix it, help you out. You should be fine. If you still keep running into problems, hit that feedback button on the front page and send us exactly what issues you're running into. And we talk about problems as soon as they come across our desk pretty quickly and try to solve it as fast as possible.
Yeah, and if you are having problems, clear your browser cache. Go to the Unity website and clear the Unity browser. Clear the Unity data from your browser cache. Sort of start from zero, and make sure you have the latest Unity browser version. All those simple diagnostics can really get you back into the game.
Yeah, and this isn't a common issue, but we do have people that get this issue occasionally, and it's usually related to not having the latest version of the Unity web player. Even if you think you have it, there's a pretty good chance that if you're having that issue that we just described, that it's probably not the latest version, and you're probably running on an old version that just didn't get updated. So it's a pretty common problem for us to resolve for people on it, and I'd say nine times out of 10 it fixes people's problems.
The problem itself isn't that common, but the solution is common.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the solution is actually quite easy to fix. But you just got to get in there and actually do a little bit more work.
Yep.
This is a compliment for you, Chris. Really, Invisible Man 94 says really good quality of sound, guys. And Chris did a lot of the in-game sound.
I did, and then we
did outsource.
Do we have a theme song?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This was part.
This is the inspiration. If you put it too close to the thing, it's gonna do
Is it
feedback.
going to feedback into this?
The
It'll feedback for sure.
T-Pain mic.
So that's for all. We were gonna have this be our theme song at the beginning of our live cast.
The T-Pain microphone.
T-Pain microphone, people. Look at this. That's the inspiration for all the sound in the game, and so anything you hear was done through this
I
T-Pain microphone.
wish it was a teabag microphone. It would have worked a lot better.
I wouldn't be speaking into it.
It is phallic.
You can get covers.
What else have we got?
What was the big announcement for, is a question that we got. The answer is that we're allowing anyone into our closed beta between now and Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific without a key required. Just head to offensivecombat.com and we're going to keep scrolling that across the top of the screen until we're finished, which is going to be pretty shortly here.
You don't have to send us an email like before. You don't have to sign up for the beta at at euphoriagames.com or offensivecombat.com. Just simply go to offensivecombat.com. Right, and create an account, and you're in. It's not going to ask you for a key, and that's not going to last for long, so invite as many people as you can. We really want to test the servers. We want to stress them, right, and see where we can continue to improve, right? We're a small company making a really fun game, in my opinion, and for us to really make it a great experience for everybody, we have to have the help of the community, because we're not a huge company that can just throw thousands of testers at these things, and so you know, a lot of our testing is done literally like it should be, right, in a closed beta through the players that are playing on it, and what a great help they've been.
Yeah.
And that's really what's important to us on this little promotion that we're doing, is definitely tell as many people as you can so we can really see push our limits, see what we can do, and see what you guys think about it. To us, that's really important. Awesome. This might be the new quote of the day. This game looks pretty damn stupid.
Yep.
Absolutely.
100% agree.
To me, that's just another way of saying it looks dope.
Yeah.
Stupid's positive, right?
Right. I think so.
Oh.
No, but yeah.
Either way, I agree. I just agree in general with who is that? Eop. Continue to post. Somebody else is defending us. Thank you for defending us, but we agree. It is stupid.
Yeah.
Right? It can be as serious as you want. It can be as ridiculous
Stupid
as you want.
Yeah.
Stupid as you want. And that's the fun in the game. I think Dan's wearing out.
This is a great question.
I hear grumbling.
What do you guys have planned for those beyond level 35? This is actually something that we've been talking about, and Michael's been working on pretty hard lately.
Oh, in terms of unlocks?
In terms of anything.
Well,
really.
what's the experience beyond level 35? This is clearly a player that's been playing our game.
Yep.
And that you've gotten to the point where there's nothing else to open. And so, I mean, I'll let Michael fill in the blanks here.
Yeah. Well, we're working on more player progression items that will keep you engaged past level 35. In terms of unlocks, we're actually considering opening everything up to everyone at all times, and then the perks and stuff would be unlocked, and that player progression would be unlocked. So beyond level 35, you're looking at more of that stuff, and as we said earlier, we're also looking at what we're going to do after level 50. Are we going to, there might be prestiges, multiple prestiges, perhaps, stuff like that. So we definitely want, we want everyone from every level to have something to shoot for and to strive for. So we're gonna put it there for you.
I think in summary, a lot less superficial opening of items and a lot more player progression and weapon progression growth for players. And so there's not really, the 35 is no different than 10 to us. There's going to be growth all the way throughout the game, and so and that was a big piece of feedback that we got during the closed beta so far. And so we're really I think people are going to be really excited about what we come up with.
Yeah. It adds a lot more depth to this game.
And with that, we've reached our 1 hour mark. So
Want to hit any last questions here?
we have time for about 1 or 2 more questions, and then we got.
Throw your questions in, guys, because we're gonna skedaddle. So what do we have?
Well, in response to the progression, G-Man Gavin says, please just make it so you keep going and you don't have to reset.
It's a good point. I think that we can also consider adding more content for players that get past 50. So I think they could get higher.
Yeah.
Or like Michael said, the idea of prestiging or being able to replay the game. Not necessarily going to 0, but the idea of being able to sort of be even better than just level 50.
If people can prestige 5 times, why don't we just go to level 250? I think that's kind of what he's saying. So,
are we going to nerf the Razor?
Yes. Well, the weapon balance is being constantly tweaked and balanced. So most likely you will see some sort of change to the Razor. What it is, I don't know.
Somebody's saying maybe you should read the manual on how to bond with your mother, because apparently she didn't tell you anything about me bailing her out last night.
No, bowling her last night.
Oh, I thought that was bowling.
Yeah.
And a little mofo added on there.
Yeah.
We got some battles going on our chat.
Last question of the day. Last question of the day from the Coming Curse, which is a great one. Serious question here. Are beta players going to receive any special item or equipment? Yes.
And what is it?
I don't know.
Really fucking cool.
It's awesome.
But we don't get to tell you yet. And if you're signed up, then you get it, and if you're not, then you don't. And you're never ever going to get it.
That's right.
We decided today that we're going to have an item that's really cool, and we're just going to leave it for only those players. A lot of games have been sort of saying that they're going to they have an item and then go ahead and sell it as soon as the game opens up, and we decided we're just going to kind of bite the bullet and give something special to everybody.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
did you just get owned?
I hit my back button.
Oops.
So there you go. Dan actually left the game, which is the perfect way to say goodbye.
And actually, right before we go, I mean, he's at the offensivecombat.com website. If you want to pwn anybody in the game, I'd recommend pwning DMAC.
And there you see the form, the beta sign-up form right underneath the our heavy soldier there.
Can you log out real quick and show him the website there? And so if you go here to offensivecombat.com, and you can actually see, what does it say now? Oh, I don't think you have a refresh on yours. I think you need a refresh on your website, my friend.
My friend.
My friend, you need a refresh on the website, because we changed the text on that. Anyway, where it says activate a beta key, it currently says create an account. And there's no beta key required. So, if you've not gone to the website, oh, there it is, create an account.
Sweet.
And it works.
And
So,
one more thing, we are looking into a fix for what Dan just did, which was some of the feedback we got from QuakeCon was I keep hitting the back key,
Yeah.
and we actually had a guy in the tournament that hit the back key in the final round. Whoops. Thankfully, he wasn't in the lead, so it wasn't a big deal. But I still felt bad for him. But we are looking into that.
So thank you to everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thanks again.
Yep.
And we'll be back here next week where we stream every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Next week we'll be back with more info, and hopefully we'll get a lot of your feedback in the chat too, and you guys can tell us what you think of the game. Tell all your friends, now until Sunday, 11:59. Anyone can get into our closed beta. We'd really like to see you there. Until next time, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Tell me to bring your mouse back.